The book of Isaiah, chapter 47, and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. Thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. As for our Redeemer, the Lord, Yahweh, by Shem Shah of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent, and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. Verse 8. Verse 6. I was wroth with my people, the Israelites, us. I polluted mine inheritance, the land, and given them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever. So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that says in thy heart, I am, and none else besides me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come upon thee in a moment, and one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thy enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge it has perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and nothing else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon mischief. And mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. All praises to Yahweh, by Shem Shah, Wahara Kakadash, the honors of the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. They're scattered abroad amongst the heathen, some look like the heathen. Begin with the 144,000 preacher, teachers, and prophet, Shalom. As we just read, that's going into the downfall of America, which we are witnessing right now, and the end game is destruction. But we're in the time of Babylon being judged during the evil times. Yahweh Shema Shah has allowed Esau to be so boasted up in pride to the point he's bringing out his own empire. So what he's doing is bringing forth his own end since he's so smart. All right, and what he's doing is bringing forth his new world order. All right, this is what's going on. Now, in the midst of this shutdown, it says Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says airport delays are going to get worse amid shutdown. Right? Now, this was 2 days ago. I want to, damn, I think it went away. Where is it? It went away. Dang. Because I want it. Anyway, let's play it. Let's play it.
We go now to the Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, who joins us this morning from Far Hills, New Jersey. Welcome to Face the Nation.
Hey, thanks, Margaret. Good to be with you.
So our CBS polling shows that there is real Americans regarding the effect of the shutdown on all transportation. Should Americans also have safety concerns at this point?
So I think that's a great question. We work overtime to make sure the system is safe, and we will slow traffic down. You'll see delays. We'll have flights canceled to make sure the system is safe. But we have to be honest, when we have controllers where we have shortages in towers and TRACONs doing two jobs, does it add more risk into the system? Sure it does. But again, we're always managing that. Again, we don't want crashes. We want people to go safely. And so we will slow and stop traffic if we don't think we can manage it in a way that keeps people safe as they go from point A to point B.
So that's controlling movement. Okay? That's controlling movement. You in America, you're going to be stuck in America. You somewhere else. You're gonna be stuck there. All right. If this continues to go on, all right. And he already told you it's gonna be delays. Hey, you got these pagan days. Hey, people trying to get to and from to seeing their families on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Yeah, okay. See, it's gonna be a lot of chaos, man. A lot of disturbances. Okay, a lot of chaos. A lot of disgruntled people. Hey, just shut down. Hey, these people not getting paid, so they ain't showing up to work. All right, and what we're witnessing is a domino effect. All right.
Well, I did see that the FAA said up in New York, 80% of air traffic controllers were absent from New York area airports. And that same day, there was a near miss at LaGuardia Airport. One United plane clipped another one. Was that pilot error, or was that linked to some kind of shortage?
Well, you mentioned the shortages of air traffic controllers in the New York airspace. We had a couple days ago 3-hour delays throughout New York. And again, I haven't got the readout yet on whether that was pilot error. And usually when ththese planes are traveling very close to each other, it's their job to stay away from one another. That's not controllers. It's usually pilot error. But again, I'll have to look in and see what directive was given by the air traffic controllers, but it's normally the pilot's responsibility to stay away from aircraft on the tarmac.
Mm-hmm.
So you got planes clipping, pretty much running into each other. So you see the type of chaos that we're witnessing and are about to see, and what's going to happen.
So if this shutdown continues, when does it become an emergency in terms of passenger safety and the safety of those who are trying to, for example, get home for Thanksgiving in a few weeks?
Well, does it become a flight emergency, a safety issue? No, we will stop traffic. So we're not going to let that happen. I think the real consequence is what kind of rolling delays do you have throughout the system, right? We've seen problems at LA, in Dallas, in DC, Boston, Atlanta. And so I think it's only going to get worse. Now, we have controllers who, some of them are new controllers. We have trainee controllers who are very helpful in the tower. They don't make a lot of money. And they're now confronted. They haven't had a paycheck for over a month. They're confronted with a decision. Do I put food on my kid's table? Do I put gas in the car? Do I pay my rent? Or do I go to work and not get paid? And they're making decisions. I've encouraged them all to come to work. I want them to come to work. But they're making life decisions that they shouldn't have to make. Let's open the government up. Let's pay these people, these young controllers. Margaret, it's really important. I think you've covered this. We don't have the best equipment in our towers and centers for air traffic control. But we have the safest airspace. We have the most efficient airspace because we have the best controllers in the world that work our skies and keep our people safe. They deserve a paycheck.
Mm-hmm. Well, given that they are so essential, is there any way the administration can find a pot of money, like seems to be getting found for others, like the military, to pay controllers so they can show up to work? Why isn't the administration able to do that?
Yeah. Well, I think that's a great question. So we have done all we can. President Trump has done all he can to minimize the pain of the shutdown on the American people. Again, you remember under Barack Obama's shutdown, he was trying to gate off open-air monuments in Washington, D.C., and was shutting down parks, just walking paths. President Trump has tried to make it less painful on the American people. So we're looking for pots of money to pay essential workers. But there's really strict rules around what money we can use and how we can use it, and we have to follow the law. And so we were able to fund essential air service to more rural communities. We've kept our academy up and running. Thus far, we don't have a ton of time, a couple more weeks of that funding. But I don't have the resources to do that. And the simple answer is vote to open the government, negotiate your differences. That's fine. That's fair. But again, these people should be paid. And to say that it's Donald Trump's fault, to say he has to find money when Democrats have said there's no money for you because we've shut the government down, I mean, that's a contorted analysis. And Democrats are trying to do that. And I don't think it really works. Give the money and we'll pay the controllers.
Yeah, well, I saw reports that air traffic controllers only received partial pay mid-October, and this past week they missed a paycheck altogether. So practically speaking, for those who are in these jobs, would you advise them to pick up part-time work elsewhere?
No, I'm clearly asking them, come to work. It is your job to come to work, and eventually you will be paid. But as I've traveled around the country and talked to air traffic controllers, they've told me that a lot of them can navigate missing one paycheck. None of them can manage missing two paychecks. And they're like every American family.
Yeah.
Everyone watching your show today, as they think about their own finances, how many paychecks can they miss before it becomes real stress, real strife in their life? And so they're at the next week, they're gonna get a notice of what their next paycheck is going to be. And if the government doesn't open, the notice will be another big fat zero. And you're going to see more of them probably make the decisions of funding their families, putting food on their table, gas in their cars, versus coming into work. That's not what I want, but I'm a realist as well, Margaret. These are the decisions of life and survival that these controllers have to make. By the way,
Yeah.
it's the technicians also. We have old equipment. We have technicians that work in the towers that keep the equipment operational. They're not getting paid. I have train inspectors who are working to keep our trains running and running safely. They're working without pay. I have pipeline inspectors, same thing. Across the system, we have a number of people who are working without pay. We talk about the air traffic controllers,
Yeah.
but I have thousands of employees who are showing up, doing the work, and trying to keep this system safe for the American people, all the while they don't get paid to do it.
Understood. So you said back on Fox Business on October 9th that I can't have people not showing up for work and that they may be let go. There's a shortage of 4,000 controllers already. You're not firing people, are you? You can't afford to.
No. So when we're 2,000 to 3,000 controllers short, but that's a huge number. And you make an interesting point, because I've tried to surge air traffic controllers into the system through our academy. Margaret, we're up 20% of controllers through the academy this year alone. It takes them about a year to two to get certified in a tower. But this shutdown is impacting my pipeline of controllers. And so when everyone forgets about air traffic control and the shutdown, I'm going to deal with the consequences of, again, delivering for the American people and getting more controllers in the towers, not less. And you bring up a good point. We're already stressed in that we don't have enough controllers in our system. And this shutdown, when we have staffing triggers where they're not coming in because they're funding their families and food on their tables, that makes it more difficult because we're already short.
So you're not going to fire them?
I don't plan on firing control.
Okay.
No, listen, again, when they're making decisions to feed their families, I'm not going to fire air traffic controllers. I have loved them and supported them as they're trying to go through this process, and it's challenging for them. They need support. They need money. They need a paycheck. They don't need to be fired.
All right. Secretary Duffy, thank you for your time this morning.
You hear that trickle effect, that domino effect? This joint about to get crazy. It's about to be crazy. I typed in, come on, phone. Hold on, y'all, it's freezing. I typed in, what's the role of air traffic controllers? Well, I mean, he pretty much told you, let's see. I mean, he pretty much said everything. I want to, how does air traffic controllers affect the economy? It says air traffic controllers significantly impact the economy by ensuring the smooth operation of air travel, which is vital for commerce, tourism, and freight. Woo, freight. Okay, freight. Okay, what's coming in and what's going out, but primarily, what's coming in. All right, so that's being cut off. Right, this stuff is being cut off. So you see, everything goes back to this economy collapsing and the supply chain being hit. It says when there are staff shortages or disruptions, such as during a government shutdown, it causes widespread flight delays and cancellations that cost the economy billions of dollars weekly and negatively affect industries relying on air travel. So there's more and more chaos. All right, this place finished, man. All right, so you so-called Negroes, Native American Indians, Hispanics, Latinos, Jamaicans, and Haitians, and you speak about Israelites, you free stragglers that's out there, hey, tighten up, man. All right, tighten up, cause tighten up. All right. It says impact of a well-functioning air traffic control system. Hey, remember he said not only the air traffic controllers, but those who I think he said monitor the skies. I mean that's them too, but it was another position he was talking about, monitoring the planes. So that radar system, hey, you don't know what's going on. All right, so anything can slip in or anything can happen. Hey, they're short and people can't afford to work for free. So this place is open for the pickings, man. All right, along with the chaos. All right, and things are not going to get better, man. They're only going to get worse. All right. It says enables commerce. Controllers are critical for the aviation industry, which contributes to the U.S. GDP through air freight and business travel. Supports tourism. Yeah, tourism. Um, Efficient air traffic management allows for reliable travel, which is a major driver for the tourism industry. Hey, touring America is done, man. This place is done. Why would you want to come here? Okay. Why would you people from other countries want to come here? This place is done. Hey, they already. Hey, you coming in through the border? I mean, not the border, but however you coming in, they on your line. But really, they're going after the Israelites, the Northern Kingdom. Why would you heathen even take that chance? Or just people from other countries coming over here to America? Because when you get in Deuteronomy, real quick, not Deuteronomy, Ezekiel, Yahweh Shema Shai is telling you to go back to your own country because America is going to get judged. All right? And this is the time that we're in. Jeremiah, it's either 50 or 51. Go you to your own country. Yep, the Wadi Yahweh Shema Shai. Jeremiah 51. And 8, this is what it's going to lead to. All this chaos. It's going to lead to the destruction of America with the missiles. And the return of Yahweh Shai and the angels. And they're going to destroy this place along with the missiles at the same time delivering the elect of Israel. Babylon, America is suddenly falling and destroyed. You see? It has to fall, has to go through the process of falling, and then it'll be destroyed. So we're in that process. In the process of this place collapsing and falling and being destroyed. Eventually going to be destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain? If so, she may be healed. We will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up to the skies. You see? You see that? So, this place finished, man. It says, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai has brought forth our righteousness, right, the elect. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, our God. So you see, this place is, hey man, it says facilitates logistics. Controllers are essential for the movement of goods through air cargo, a key component of the global supply chain. You see? So this will also affect the global supply chain. It's deeper than just traveling. All right? So hey, you people ain't getting them stamps, right? You said, well, they said they're gonna be partially funded, meaning a piece, and it's gonna be half. And even with that, they don't know when they're gonna get it. And also, that's in the contingency fund. And once they run out, that's it. We put up a video earlier today by what the Holy Spirit and the Edomite was saying, hey, you don't want to waste the funds on food. But you want to use it on something more important like natural disasters. Now, wait a minute. So what they just told you was they want people to die in the famine, and those that's left after the famine, tornadoes and natural disasters and things like that are going to happen. But that's what those funds are for. But hey, the people got to be alive to receive those funds. So he told you that, hey, they want people to die, man. All right? This is literally what they told you. He said it, if you could read between the lines. All right? They want the chaos. All right? It says impact of disruptions, economic losses, staffing shortages like those caused by government shutdowns leading to sick-outs or delays can cost the U.S. economy up to $1 billion per week and lost travel and tourism revenue. Um, Supply chain issues, disruptions can hinder the timely movement of air freight, impacting supply chains and businesses that depend on fast delivery. Public frustration, widespread delays and cancellations lead to public frustration and can force travelers to seek alternative, often more expensive forms of transportation, further impacting economic activity. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. You can take the train. I mean, they say they're nice, but hey, we already been seeing for the past, 5 years, how trains been getting blown off the tracks. Spills, being derailed. All right? All right? So, hey, you already got airports and delays. All right? Chaos popping off. Hey, this place is finished, man. So, hey, that's it, man. As a matter of fact, it's a clip where he said it's going to be mass chaos. Let me find it, see if I can find it. Yeah, check this out when he was talking about U.S. airspace could close if shutdown persists, meaning anything can get up in here. That's what I was speaking on earlier.
Have to close parts of its airspace if the shutdown continues. That's what you had Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy threatening today.
You will see mass flight delays. You'll see mass cancellations, and you may see us close certain parts of the airspace because we just cannot manage it.
With them trying to pin the blame on Democrats, but also pointing to air traffic controllers because they're essential employees who are supposed to work during the shutdown, even though they're not getting paid. And while they got a partial paycheck earlier last week they fully missed one, and they're looking at missing a second in just a few days. Right? And while the air traffic controllers are supposed to continue to work, they just so happen to get sick during these times because they have two options: go to a job that's not going to pay them, or call out and find side work so you can get cash in your hands and pay bills. And understand, closing even a small part of U.S. airspace, that's serious complications nationwide. And while we've already seen some issues, travel season is just around the corner, so this could get infinitely worse. But for now, follow to stay in the loop.
You heard it. Where is it? I want when he said it's a cause. Here it is. The Water Hell by Shamal Shah. I think this is it.
You don't have to make feet content to pay for your trip. Just use Kayak. They search.
It's day 35 of the government shutdown. No end in sight here.
No, tension really building. In fact, we are just hours from the government shutdown becoming the longest in U.S. history. There's little to no movement in talks between Democrats and Republicans. And Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said a week from today, travelers will see mass chaos as air traffic controllers miss their second paycheck this week due to the ongoing shutdown of the government. Again, those words coming from the Transportation Secretary.
You see? So he did say it because I saw the clip earlier. A mass chaos, man. So, hey, be locked in, be prepared. Hey, anything can happen. Hey, we know what's going to happen. But, hey, stay focused, man. Stay prayed up in the names of How about Shamal Shah. And look forward to more accidents in the skies and crashes and things of that nature. And just, hey, straight up total pandemonium, man. Shalom.